everyone relied upon me to do what I was doing, because if I stopped doing it, that means other people would have to fill in.
I mean, it's their family.
It's their family, but I did it well, and that's the role that I had. That's the role I took.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The person I was with was good. They were very good in their own way,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew they weren't right for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a direction, just like you. I had a direction of where I saw my life, and I didn't see it with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't say this at the time, which I probably should have in my own way, but it wouldn't have came out right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wouldn't have come out right at all, and I probably would have said something bad, and it would have been a, you know, I didn't even have to work. I ain't nowhere near as emotionally intelligent as I am now.
Right.
Because I would have said something real bad back then. It would have been crazy.
Woo.
But, you know, situation happened where my mom got sick in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to make a choice, right? There really wasn't a choice, because the person who I was caring for actually had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so God rest her soul. And the relationship had just kept on.
Mm-hmm.
But then my mom got ill, and my siblings looked to me as the one who was able to move, because I had, you know, flexibility in my work where I could move wherever I needed to. And so I went to New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I took care of her. You know, at the same time, it allowed me to, I hate to use the word escape, but
Sometimes that would be.
it was an escape.
Yeah.
It allowed me to get out of that relationship.
Yeah.
And I know that person was hurt because I left, and I never wanted to hurt them, but I had another responsibility to my family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it allowed me to pursue, you know, my goal of where I wanted to be for myself. It allowed me to take care of my mom at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we never recovered from that, you know, thankfully, because I wouldn't have met my lovely wife. You know what I mean?
Same.
You know, it's
Yeah.
so life takes you where you need to be. You just can't fight it. You gotta, as she said, listen to your intuition, because sometimes it's more, well, all the time,
Yes.
it's more intelligent than you.
100%.
And it knows, and you want to fight against it because
Yeah.
it's what you want.
Yeah.
And so I didn't fight against it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't gonna put up no fight. I was not
Ain't
gonna put up
nobody
a fight.
trying to argue. Where you want me to go now?
Intuition, where am I going?
Where am I going?
Okay.
You know what, too? Sidebar, though. A lot of people force the intuition out of their children. You know, like, for instance, you know, you go to a family member's house and your kid don't want to hug a particular relative, but you force them to hug them anyway, right? That tells them, I must do something against my better judgment.
Sure.
And we should not do that.
Sure.
Just a sidebar.
True. I totally agree with you. And we have to listen to our intuition, and that's the thing that I did in that situation is I listened to my intuition, because if I hadn't, like I said, I wouldn't have met you. We wouldn't have our lovely kids that we have, you know, and we wouldn't have this life that we have. And we wouldn't be able to talk to these beautiful people.
Absolutely.
So listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. If it's something that you feel that you need to do, do it.
Do it, okay? Now, a lot of times people get pressure from their family and friends, right? Even when you have that intuition that you need to go, you talk to your family and friends and they end up talking you into staying, right? See, because you'll mess around and say, girl, I feel like he's a good dude, but I feel like he's not for me. Or you talk to your family and like, she's a nice woman, but she is not for me, I feel. And then they go, what are you talking about? That's a good woman. That's a good man. They'll make a good father for your children, and they'll make a good home for you. And they end up talking them into staying and end up talking them into getting married. And the next thing you know, they married and miserable.
With kids.
With kids, because they went against their intuition and went towards the pressure of family and friends.
Yeah, pressure is a serious thing when it comes from relatives, because you take their advice.
You love them.
You love them, and you believe that they're going to guide you to the right way, and you think that, okay, they know better than me because of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're in relationships that...
Child, now half of them don't be in a good relationship. Be trying to tell you what to do.
Because they see something in that person that they don't have in themselves or in their own relationship. You know, he may have a good job. And so a lot of times parents or relatives will be like, you need to stay with him. He got a good job. He worked for the city.
Or she might be willing to step in and help the family.
She might be willing to help the family and, you know, help the kids. She good looking. That's it.
Well, no, she gonna be able to take care of you.
True.
You see?
True. It is pressure, regardless of what it is or how it's described or how it's presented to you. It's still pressure.
Yeah.
And it makes you go against your gut.
Yes. Don't go against your good, people. Look, listen. There is no good way. I mean, if you want me to tell you a good way to break it off with somebody that's a good person, but you know that they are not right for you, I can't tell you a good way to do it, because there is no good way to do it. They're gonna get hurt anyway.
Yes, and it's just a degree of hurt that you want to allow them to feel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta break it gently.
You gotta break it gently. And I would say, if it's something that you're really feeling, you need to be expressing this over a period of time.
Yes.
You need to be like letting little hints out.
Oh, yeah.
Here or there, here and there. This way they can't say, well, you never told me.
Yeah.
You need to, this is what I didn't do.
Instead of springing it on them.
I didn't do that. You know.
I didn't do that either.
You know, I
was young though. I had no clue.
I wasn't young. I was old and dumb back then. Old and dumb. Dumb, man.
But see, me, I was young. I had no idea how to do this. This was my first relationship where they didn't do something to me. Like, if you did something to me, it was easy for me, like, out. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But they didn't do anything to me, so I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Right? But that was a good one. Drop them hints along the way. You know what? I don't think it's gonna work out for us. I mean, I just feel like we're moving in two different directions. You know, that sort of thing. They might talk you into staying or whatever, but at least you've been dropping hints along the way.
And what that does also is it allows you to open the door for conversation, right?
Sure.
So if they they may want to know, well, what is it? What's going on?
Oh, yes.
And then now you have the opportunity to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
And at that point, if it's something that you really feel you have to do, you got to stick to your guns, because if you were the person that's really nice and really good to you, they may talk you out of it.
Yep.
And you like, okay.
Yep. And then they'll say, I'll change. But then they'll be changing for you, and then they'll become resentful of you, and then it's going to turn out bad either way it goes.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
You can't win for losing.
You can't win for losing. So, moral of the story is, listen. Follow your intuition. When you feel like somebody is a good person and you're in a relationship with them, but you feel like you guys will not work long term, it is better to break it off sooner than later.
Yes. And I think that is a good place to leave it, because we're going to break it off right here.
That was a good segue. I like that.
Guys, if there was something you heard, you like, you dislike, whatever it was, we want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments box below.
Yes, indeed. And if you could, like.
And share.
And whatever you do, don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
Until next time.
Peace.